Hello children, we are going to start with a new chapter, pollination and fertilization. Okay, you can consider this chapter as the continuation of your previous chapter, the flower. Whatever changes take place in the flower that we are going to study in this particular chapter, pollination and fertilization. Okay, what is pollination? The definition of pollination, the different ways of pollination that we are going to study. Next point is self-pollination and cross-pollination, the two types of pollination that is observed in nature, their advantages and disadvantages. Next we will go through the point nature favors cross-pollination. Okay, here we will be studying the conditions which favor cross-pollination, right? Though self and cross-pollination are present in nature, but nature favors cross-pollination. After that we will be discussing the agents of cross-pollination, insect, wind, water and others. Okay, we will be discussing example of insect pollinated flower and wind pollinated flower in detail. After that we will be studying one more important topic, that is fertilization. Okay, how does fertilization take place, what all parts of the flower are involved in the process of fertilization. Okay, that we are going to study. Lastly, we will be discussing the fate of floral parts after fertilization. So what happens to the calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, that we are going to study under this particular point. Okay, so these are the things which we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. So to start with, the first question is, what is pollination, right? What is pollination? We already know from the previous chapter that reproduction occurs with the help of the flower. Okay, and if you remember the diagram of the flower that we had discussed in our previous chapter, this is the diagram of the flower. This is the male reproductive organ, the androecium or the stamen, and the female reproductive organ, gynoecium or pistil. We discussed that in the anther the pollen grains are produced, and within the pollen grain the male gamete is there. Okay, in case of pistil the ovules are present inside the ovary, and within the ovules the female gamete, that is the egg, is present. Okay, now when the anther becomes mature, it will break open and the pollen grain will be released, which will be coming and falling on the stigma of the pistil. Okay, this is called as pollination. The pollen grain will be going and getting deposited on the stigma. It is called as pollination. So what is the definition of pollination? The definition of pollination is, it is the process of transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. Okay, now the process of pollination takes place in three different ways. The first one is autogamy. Auto means self, gamy means marriage. What happens over here is the pollen from the anther falls on the stigma of the same flower. Okay, you can observe it in this diagram. The pollen grain is released from the anther and it is falling on the stigma of the same flower. One single flower is involved. So this type of pollination, it is called as autogamy. Next is geitonogamy. Gaetino means neighboring. Okay, the pollen from the anther of one flower falls on the stigma of another flower of the same plant. Okay, so we are having a plant on which the flowers are produced. The pollen grains will be getting transferred from the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower, and both the flowers are present on the same plant. Okay, so such type of pollination is geitonogamy. Coming to the next one, allogamy. In case of allogamy, the pollen from the anther falls on the stigma of another flower on different plant but of the same species. Okay, so we are having here two different plants. The anther will be releasing the pollen grain. The pollen grain will be falling onto the stigma of another flower present on another plant. Two different plants are involved in this case. Okay, so this is called as allogamy. One thing you have to remember is both the species should be same. So if this is hibiscus flower, this should also be hibiscus flower. If this is hibiscus and this is rose, then pollination will not take place. For pollination to occur, both the species should be same. Okay, so what we were discussing, pollination occurs between plants of the same species. Okay, this we will discuss with the help of one particular example. Suppose there is a garden, okay, and there are different plant species present in the garden. Okay, we are going to discuss with the example of rose pistil. Okay, so we are having papaya, chiku, mango, guava and other rose plants in the garden. Okay, all the species will be releasing their pollen grains, and these pollen grains will be coming and falling on the pistil of this rose plant, that is on the stigma of this rose plant. Okay, now what happens on the stigma? On the stigma, the pollen grain that was released by the other rose plant, that pollen grain will germinate and grow further. Whereas the pollen grains that were released by the other species, they will not germinate and they will not grow further. Okay, understanding? So what is happening over here? Here the same species pollen grain is growing and the other species pollen grains are not growing. So what we understand from this, that nature has designed the flowers in such a way that only the pollen of the same species survive and rest all types of pollens perish. They do not germinate and they will be dying. Okay, so this particular thing explains that pollination occurs between plant of the same species. Other species pollen grains will not develop on the stigma. Okay, fine. Next we go to the types of pollination. So basically we are having three different types of pollination: self, cross and artificial pollination. First we will discuss what is self-pollination. Self-pollination is the transfer of pollen from the anther to the stigma of the same flower or to the stigma of another flower of the same plant. Okay, do you recollect something? I said self-pollination is the transfer of pollen from the anther to the stigma of the same flower. Autogamy, or is the transfer of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma of another flower of the same plant. Geitonogamy. Okay, so in case of self-pollination, the two ways by which pollination takes place is autogamy and geitonogamy. Next we go to this term called as cleistogamy. Okay, it is an example of self-pollination. Okay, the plant that we are considering over here is pansy. Now in case of pansy plant, some flowers grow very close to the ground level. They will not open at all. Okay, the anther and the stigma lie very close to each other and they mature at the same time. So self-pollination takes place. Okay, are you understanding? See, the flowers are at ground level and they are not opening at all. Right? Now in the flower, the anther and stigma both are present and they are maturing at the same time. So what will happen? Self-pollination will be taking place. Okay, autogamy will occur and self-pollination will be taking place in case of cleistogamy condition. Right? Now, what are the requirements of self-pollination? So, bisexuality and homogamy. First, we will discuss bisexuality. Self-pollination occurs in bisexual flowers. So, if the flower is containing both the male reproductive organ and the female reproductive organ, then the self-pollination is sure to happen. Okay. Next thing is, even if the flower is unisexual, then also there are chances that self-pollination will be taking place. When the male flower and the female flower both are present on the same plant, that is monoecious condition is observed. Okay, male flower and female flower दोनों एक ही plant पे रहेंगे. Then also there are self-pollination chances over there. Right? Next is homogamy. It is necessary that the anther and stigma of the flower mature at the same time for self-pollination to take place. Okay, very important condition. Whether the flower is bisexual or the flower is monoecious unisexual, in both the conditions, homogamy is very important. Okay, anther and stigma should be maturing at the same time for the self-pollination to take place. So these are very important requirements of self-pollination to take place. Okay, after that we will be discussing the advantages and disadvantages of self pollination. So here we are having the advantages and disadvantages of self pollination. First thing you should remember that if the flower is bisexual, then the self pollination becomes sure. Okay, now let us consider the advantages of self pollination. Parental characters are preserved. Now, since the mixing of the characteristic is not taking place, whatever pollination is happening, it is happening in the same flower or it is happening in between two flowers present on the same plant. Okay, so mixing of characteristic is not happening. That is why parental characters are preserved. Okay, no wastage of pollen grain is occurring. See, the pollen grain need not be transferred to a long distance. It has to go to the same flower stigma or it has to go to the stigma of another flower present on the same plant. Okay, तो ज़्यादा दूर तक उसको जाना नहीं रहता. That is why no wastage of pollen grain is taking place. The pollen grains are produced in less number by the plant and the pollination will be taking place. Okay, so wastage of pollen grain by the plant is not there. The flower need not be large and showy. It should not produce scent and nectar. See, the insect pollinated plants show these conditions. Here such pollination is not happening. Okay, there is no need to attract the insects for the process of pollination. So these conditions are not required by the flower. Okay, now because the flowers are not showy, they are not large, they are not producing nectar, they are not producing scent, so large amount of the nutrients or the energy of the plant is preserved, and that is why self pollination is considered as economical to the plant, because nutrients are preserved. They are not wasted in producing the flower attractive or making the flower scented or nectar producing, right? That is why this is called as the economic condition for the plants, right? Next we go to the disadvantages of self pollination. Okay, what are the disadvantages? First, the weakening of the variety or the species takes place, right? Continuous self pollination. Okay, no adding of other characteristics will be making the variety or the species weak. The seeds that are produced in self pollination condition, they are also poor quality. Okay, and they are less viable. Okay, many seeds that are produced after self pollination, they are less viable. They will not remain alive for longer period of time. Weaker characteristics cannot be eliminated. Okay, if the parent plant is having some weak characteristic, then same characteristic will be seen in the offspring plant also. We discussed over here, parental characters are preserved. So if weak characters are present in the parent, then same will be seen in the offspring plant also, right? The third point is it does not yield new varieties. Sorry, as no mixing of character is taking place, so no new varieties will be observed. If there are two different plants and their mixing of characters take place, then new varieties can be developed. But in case of self pollination, single plant is involved, so mixing of characteristic does not take place, and that is why no new varieties are produced. Okay, so this is about the advantages and disadvantages of self pollination. So what we studied about what is pollination. It is the process of transfer of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma. We studied the three ways in which the pollination takes place: autogamy, geitonogamy, allogamy. Then we started with the types of pollination, and we started with the self-pollination. In that case, it is the transfer of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma of the same flower or to the stigma of another flower of the same plant. Okay. Then after that we discussed the requirements of self-pollination, that is bisexuality and homogamy. And lastly we discussed the advantages and disadvantages of self-pollination. In our next video we will be discussing about cross-pollination. Okay, bye.